What's up, guys? Welcome back to Build Cool again. Today, it's back to work on our dirt bike to street legal adventure bike build. And in this episode, it's the question we've all been waiting for. Will it run? But before we can get to that, we've got a few things we're going to have to address. We're going to have to start by pulling off that carburetor so we can fix the throttle cable and get that slide to sit all the way down. So that way she'll be able to idle correctly. And then once we get that taken care of, we can start figuring out this wiring harness and just loosely laying it out and getting it all hooked up so that way we can test fire it before we start cutting and making the harness fit the bike. And then before we fire it, we're going to go ahead and pull the gas tank off, and we're going to use the good old water bottle trick to get it gas. Since I still need to paint that thing, I don't want to fill it full of gas, then drain it, clean it, paint it to fill it again. Quite the process, and I don't need to do any of that. It's just as easy with a water bottle. So before we get started, let's go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building cool. And with all that being said, let's get started. Guys, so we went ahead and set up the lights, and you would have no idea looking at this video that the sun is set and it's getting dark out, which is definitely a plus. So now we can work into the darkness. So we went ahead, we got the carburetor all hooked up here, and that thing is spot on. We're gonna get it goes all the way down, and opening up the throttle, we're gonna be able to get full throttle out of it. So we're good there. And then we went ahead and we got our exhaust on there. We got our little header going. And I'm digging the way it's looking. But we're going to have to get some hardware for that and for our intake still. So I went ahead, took that puppy off so we can get that all figured out. So now it's time for the wiring harness. We're going to go ahead, get this thing all pulled out, see what's all in this box, get it laid out, and then we'll probably call it a wrap for the day. Then tomorrow I'll go ahead, get all our hardware and everything, and then we'll get this all hooked up and maybe we can get her started. So let's get going. Alright guys, it's a few days later. So we're back to work on this thing, and today we're gonna hunker down and get this thing running. So first off, we're gonna get the intake painted, then we're gonna weld up a couple motor mounts that broke when we were trying to move the motor and get everything situated to get the exhaust on there. Then we're gonna go through, start bolting everything up, get that gas tank off, and we're gonna try to fire this puppy. So I found a little diagram for the wiring harness, so hopefully everything will work out and it will fire. Fingers crossed, that's all we can do. So with all that being said, let's get started. So it appears she will not run. After going through everything, we got the carburetor on. We did not get the gas hooked up. I went to go check spark and we're getting nothing. It's very disappointing, but I think I know what the culprit is. So coming off this motor, we've got a plug with 3 yellow wires and a green and a blue wire on this plug. And I believe these go to, one's going to be the CDI stuff and the other one would be the power to the bike. Unfortunately, I can't find any wiring diagram specifically for this China motor. So I don't even know what's what here. I've tried looking online. I'm just getting nothing. So I've gone ahead and ordered some new electronics for it, which would plug directly in here, and that should get us running. But unfortunately, that's going to take a little bit as well, because it's got to come from China. So now we're kind of at some crossroads. So I think this is the perfect time to pull in one of my backup projects. So in the next episode, I'm going to introduce you guys to another one of my bikes. And we're going to go through, get a little crazy into that, because it definitely needs some repair because it's had some hard miles and a hard life. So with everything going on here, I think that's just going to be a wrap for this episode. And we'll catch you guys next weekend. But before we go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building cool shit and hopefully get this puppy running. And with all that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.